pay after they land a job.
He's out of San Diego, right? Something like that. Is that right?
Not sure about San Diego, but yeah, I don't know where he's currently based. But yeah, so the idea was that I read his book, and it's called like Pencils of Promise, the nonprofit that he built.
Mm-hmm.
And I read his book, and I thought, this is amazing. At the age of 25, he decided to build these 500 schools around the world and help underrepresented communities. And then I bought 15 copies of it, and I gave it all of them to my friends. And one, I tried to reach out to him for maybe 6 months, but he didn't respond, probably was busy. And then a friend of mine sends me a screenshot where I see her correspondence with her friend, who says that Adam Brown is his friend. And I'm like, no way, how come? And then the next day, I'm talking to Adam via Zoom call, and we just like talking about things and how he built all of this. And I couldn't believe that it happened. But if you go back and like in retrospect, you see how it happened. It was not my intention to get or grab something. It was my intention to give. So I bought these 15 copies without any intention, for my friend to connect me with like Adam Brown, because she's like working in EY. It's like totally different world. It's not like startup world or social impact world. So yeah, and every time anything good happened to me in terms of like connections, I realized that it was me who first built it. That's why I always keep saying that you have to help first, or do like a great like gesture towards something or someone, and then this is how you build authentic relationships, long lasting relationships. And you probably feel, right, when someone is talking to you and this someone is driven by agenda and you don't like it, you're like, okay, I just don't want to talk to you. But if someone really wants to know you, to get to know you, to understand where you're coming from, like why you think in like certain way, that's totally different. And from there, there is a will later for this person to help you, and it could be absolutely accidental. So that's my thought on it.
I love it. So I have seen his book. And I have not read it, but I just messaged him again. I have messaged him on LinkedIn before, and I love what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and I know we're almost out of time. We got about 2 more minutes. I'd love for you to plug anything else you're thinking about. What's your thought?
My thought probably is that sometimes maybe the last principle that I was thinking about is like in chess, is that sometimes you have to sacrifice the pieces for greater good, for the final goal of checkmate. And if I know that's like a lot of people are looking for great opportunities, like, to work at a better place, or to have more money, or to connect with like better employees that they have currently. So I do think that every time you consider an opportunity through the realm of one factor, it's wrong. It should be like a lot of factors, not only like salary or like one thing should be important, but also what can you learn, whom you can meet, and how you can turn your weaknesses into strengths. Like, for example, being Russian in the US in some contexts is not an advantage, trust me. But when you, for example, bridge Russian and American market, what I currently do, it is a huge advantage. So, for example, you do not get the salary that you want, but you get an opportunity to learn from people you are going to work with, and just generally gain a lot from the context that you put yourself in. And sooner or later, it will pay off, because I know that a lot of people listen to your podcast and they are looking for answers. And sometimes the answers are inside, and you just shouldn't pursue one thing. I think we all have to sacrifice something to get a bigger piece later. So that's just my final thought, I think.
I absolutely love that. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
Sacrifice a piece. Sometimes I'm with you. There's projects that I get to, focus on something else, but,
Hmm.
and give up something so I can really make something else work, for the
Right.
time.
Hmm.
So yeah, I really appreciate the time. I'm going to put your LinkedIn right below of this.
Absolutely.
Um, Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
And,
Daniel, for having me. I
yeah,
had fun. That was
yeah.
great. Thank you.
And when I'm in New York next, I'd love to take you out to lunch. So I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
You,
Definitely.
you guys, every week, Significance Breeds Success on Tuesdays will be on the internet. And if you ever need anything, you go to danielpuder.com or Significance Breeds Success below. I will have a couple links for you that you can check out. And I appreciate everybody listening, and think about how you might get to sacrifice a piece in your life for what you really want to achieve. So have an amazing week, guys. See you next Tuesday.